If you had to write a definition for the Chitlin Circuit, you would basically say it's
black art for primarily black audiences in black venues. And that's really your definition of the Chitlin Circuit.
it's a venue that accommodated travelers, mainly entertainers, business people, when many times they have to do business or some type of interaction in a segregated white community.
Entertainment venues, some of them more elaborate than the other ones, and they were around mostly in the South. Pork of the hog was used because, again, they were inexpensive, and the parts of the hog, like chitlins, things like that, in most instances, those are things that you could get for almost nothing at butcher shops because they were discarded.
Back in them days, if you were a black entertainer, you would entertain at the segregated white golf club or a segregated uptown convention center, and you would get your check. Sometimes you could use the restroom, sometimes you could eat, sometimes you could, but what you had to do was get up out of there as soon as you finished. Basically, you used to have to go in the back door to get service, if at all. And if you got that service, you had to leave. You could not hang around or you'd be arrested for loitering. And so sometimes if you had nothing to eat or you needed to use a restroom or if you just wanted to get in the company of your people, you would go over to the Armory or you would go to one of these other business establishments that was segregated and that, we took our money and our enterprise and our resources to. And they would have homemade food, entertainment, comedy, and a lot of times somewhere for you to sleep.
White supremacy, Jim Crow, lack of opportunities that existed.
That name came up with the artists who toured these places, and they pretty much would play in the same place, whether it be in, Jacksonville, Florida, or Little Rock, Arkansas, or Houston, Texas, or New Orleans, or on and on. Just a whole circuit of these chitlin joints where musicians would play.
Food and alcohol were probably the most important attractions for potential clients to come into those businesses.
It's down home, authentic Southern cuisine. And most of that would be rooted in historical pork, swine, fried chicken, cabbage, collard greens, sweet potato. And of course, eating swine is something that people who were formerly enslaved perfected, right? Of all parts of it. And usually, most people who were formerly enslaved were relegated the lesser parts of it, right? And the chitlins is one of the lesser parts.
Because a lot of these places, that's the kind of food that was served. It would be things like chitlins and other parts of the pig that most people didn't want.
So they literally took that lesser part and made it into a Southern cuisine now, right? These venues are often famous for where these musicians can come and get a real show, right? So you got kind of the little canned version show that you give for the little audience, and you get your check, and then you come up to the other side of the railroad track, and then you just turn it out and rip it up. That's the real show. Well, people who are real fans of artists, regardless of race, they want to see the real James Brown. They want to see the real Maceo Park. And they want to see, so what they would do is almost in reverse in Durham. They would go to the Chitlin circuits, but by law, they had to be segregated. So in Durham at the Armory, the non-black people had to sit in the balcony if you wanted to come and see Clyde McFadden on the same night that Ernie Barnes came. So it almost worked in reverse that way. But that's part and parcel of the reason why Jim Crow broke down. In the Midst and Central, you had here Nat Jones, who had graduated. He's in high demand. James Brown is a top entertainer even back then. But he had an eye on the future. His eye was taking this beautiful product that's behind the walls of segregation, the Chitlin Circuit, and making it mainstream and making it where it could be put into a Greensboro Coliseum or the Raleigh Memorial Auditorium or the Norfolk Scope or something like that. And the story goes that later on he was playing basketball with Marvin Gaye. And so after the game, he went to his apartment and saw the sugar shack and Marvin Gaye stole it. And so Ernie Barnes was looking around, couldn't find it. And one day he gets a letter from Berry Gordy with a check in the mail saying, basically, thank you, we're going to use this for Marvin Gaye's album, I Want You. That's it. That 1973 or 4 album. If you never heard it, it's one of the best music albums of all time. But Ernie Barnes is part of the motivation behind that, and the Chitlin Circuit is behind that. But then, so what happens, he actually created another version of the Sugar Shack, and there are two versions of it. So one Marvin Gaye got is to cover his album, and the other one is the one that's on Good Times.
Good Times is recorded on tape before a live audience. Ain't we lucky we got 'em? Good times.
James Brown.
Jimi Hendrix, Teddy Pendergrass.
Little Richard got started as a female impersonator, comic entertainer. A lot of people know Red Fox from Sanford and Son fame. He got his start working stand-up. Richard Pryor got his start working stand-up on the Chitlin Circuit.
My kids, boy, when they lie, though, that's the thing that I love the most. When they be trying to tell them lies and you know they're lying. Right, you say, who broke this? Huh? I said, who broke this? Okay. I'm going to tell you, okay? First, okay, I'm going to tell you. First, I wasn't in here, right? First, I was in the kitchen, okay? Then when I was in the kitchen, you know what happened? You don't know what happened? Okay, I'm gonna tell you, okay? Then I was in the kitchen, okay? Then I was running in here. I wasn't really running. Cause you remember when you told me not to run? So I wasn't really running. But it was kind of like I was running. My legs was moving real fast. It looked like I was running, but I wasn't really running. And I was in here then when that thing was already broke. That was broke even before I was born. And when that door fell back like that, and it broke, and it fell down, and it was broken. That's what happened.